Oh my goodness, we are live on a Wednesday night. It's hump day. I see some familiar people. Well, let's just get started. What is going on? You are listening and watching Tags Live, aka Talk About Gay Sex, the live edition, where we're here every Wednesday night on the Crowdcast platform. I am your host, Steve V. This is episode 741 alongside Kodi, Maurice, Doggette. How the hell you doing, Kodi?
Hello, darling. Doing wonderful. It's a beautiful evening. It's a little rainy, but we're doing good. We're doing great.
We are. It's raining here, but our special guest is over in Guadalajara. And let's just bring it
Mm.
up, the one and only, the Mama Tits. Welcome to Tags Live. Mama, aka Brian. How you doing?
Great. How is everybody doing?
Excellent. Welcome to Tags
Good.
Live. We missed you.
I miss being here. You guys are such a fun podcast. We talk about anything and everything, and I enjoy places where I can just kind of be myself. So you guys always make me feel comfortable.
Oh, well,
Thank
welcome, welcome.
you.
And tonight will be no different. We should mention your brand new, your current show that you're performing in the amazing Puerto Vallarta, which I will be seeing April 11th, is called Side Effects May Vary. There's a reason for that title.
Mm.
We'll get into it. It's at the Coco Cabaret by the Palm. Cannot wait to see it. Tickets are available. But we have a lot to get into. Where this title started from, I mean, I've been following you particularly recently and all over the last year, all about your prostate cancer, your journey. I want to hear all about that, the name of the show and when it changed. And then we want to get into the state of Puerto Vallarta. But first of all, how are you doing? How are you feeling? And tell us about this journey with prostate cancer.
Well, first of all, thank you guys for having me. I'm really, really glad to be a part of this again. 700 some episodes. That's insane.
Yeah.
You guys are doing a great thing. I still want to get my own podcast off the ground. One of these days it'll
Yes.
happen.
Let's
One
do
of these
it.
days.
Let's
I got
do
lots
it.
to
Any
talk
help you
about.
need. Yep.
Oh my God, thank you. Yeah, actually, let's talk about that
Okay.
offline. So yeah, picture it. Labor Day weekend, 2026, 2025. And I'm on my way to I'm off to out Poconos to a gay campground. I'm going to do a gig out there, do a performance for them. And my doctor just wanted to do my regular checkup and just threw in my PSA. Was just like, you know what? You said your dad had some issues or whatever. You know, you're not of age, but I'm going to throw it in anyway. The numbers came back really high, and I
Mm.
was leaving for this trip, and they were like, "Don't worry about it. We'll take another test when you get back. No sex while you're gone." I was like, "What?"
I'm going to a gay camp.
Right? Oh
I
my
would have
God.
tapped out then.
Yeah.
Cancel.
but they were like, "Yeah, no," and I was like, "You bastards!" I was like, "Okay, fine, whatever." And we came, and they were like, "Don't worry about it. You know, we'll take another test when you get back. Everything will be fine. You know, it's not a big. It's probably an anomaly." Was not an anomaly. For the people who know anything about numbers, my original PSA came back at a 30, and then my second PSA came back at 50. Um,
Mm.
it was insane. A normal PSA is 0 to 4.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
They
Yeah,
start.
Mama.
I know. I just had my yearly physical, so I know these
And what
things.
was your
Yeah.
PSA?
It was on like a 2 or 3, I think, or yeah,
Perfect. They're
very
they're
low.
just
Yeah.
going to keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh,
Can
just okay, great. Nope, you're doing fine. They won't do anything. If you're at like a 4, they'd be a little bit like, okay, we need to watch it. If you're at like a 6, they're like, okay, let's start giving you some pills. If you're at a 20, you're like, oh shit. If you're at like a 50, they're like, you're gonna die. Like
Yeah.
it went from 0 to 60 to with no help. Like it didn't stop. I got off that plane. I went and did another test. The results came back that afternoon. The next day I was with a urologist. That same day I was in an MRI. 2 days later I was in a biopsy. 10 days after the biopsy results came back, I was in a meeting with the urologist. The next 3 days later, I was in Guadalajara with a team of oncologists going through meetings that went from a 5 to 7 year prognosis to a 6 month prognosis because I had to come to Guadalajara and do a PET scan,
hmm
which is its own weird experience. When you become radioactive, they inject you full of radioactive material and your body absorbs it and it causes the parts that have cancer to glow. And
Oh, wow.
Oh
yeah,
my
and you
goodness.
radiate. It's weird. Like you go by, the guy rolls in with a damn lead suit on in a giant cart in a
Yeah.
big box, and a big syringe comes out of this lead box. It's like just this
Wait
heavy
now.
lid that drops open. He pulls out this syringe that's just enveloped in this lead wrap around it. And I was like, what are you doing with that? He's like, I'm going to put it in your body. I'm like, great. What a wonderful way to spend the afternoon. And they
Yeah.
put it in. They're like, okay, just sit there. And I was like, cool. And they're like, and about an hour goes by, and then you have to go pee to, like, because your body actually processes it through really quick, and it hangs around the cancer areas, but your body does process it through. So about 45 minutes later, they're like, okay, we need you to go pee it out. I walk by one of those radioactive alarms, and it's screaming numbers high. And I was like, what is going on? And she's like, it's normal. Just keep going. Make sure you shut
It's
the giant
normal. Oh
Make sure
my
you shut the giant
God.
lead door to the bathroom, flush twice. You must sit down to pee because your pee is radioactive.
Well,
I
you're a
was like,
lady
wait.
anyway, so.
I was like, well, I was like,
You
that
brought the
part,
mama
that
app.
part.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh God. But then, then everything just moved. And then once the PSA came back, they were like, baby, I'm so sorry to tell you this, but you're at a Gleason scale of almost 9. And
Oh
which
my
that's
God.
the limit. And you're stage 4 prostate cancer. You got 6 months of
Oh
any
my
life
God.
left, which that 6 months would be up in April.
Oh my God.
Mama. Well, can we back it up just a little bit? Were there any like
Not a goddamn thing.
preliminary indications that this was going to be
Nothing.
happening? Well, do you know what they
Nothing.
are? What can we all look out for
There
prostate
is nothing.
cancer?
The only thing you
Getting
can
it
do is get your
checked.
prostate checked. That's
Yeah.
the only thing you can do. There
right.
are no symptoms. There's nothing. And what I learned through this is 100% of all humans who have a prostate will have prostate cancer when they die.
Oh my God.
Wow. Yeah. And it's just
Women talk
how
about breast
manageable
cancer.
it can. Yeah.
It's completely manageable when it's caught early. Mine, I'm an anomaly. I've probably had prostate cancer for a few years now, and it's because they don't check when you're young. And my thing is anybody who has a prostate should go get checked. I swear as early as 30.
Yeah.
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 So you
And
keep
do it
saying
every
anybody
5
who has
years
a
after that.
prostate. So trans women are included in that.
Oh, of course. Anybody who has a
Yeah.
prostate.
Yeah.
That's why I say any human that has a prostate. That's why I didn't say men.
Yeah.
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 Right.
You had to be
And I love
specific.
your messaging
Any
after all of your.
human,
Yeah.
yeah. And that's my thing is I'm like, and doctors are like, ugh. Every doctor I talk to is like, we should be testing. And I was like, then why the fuck aren't we?
Yeah, they're doing that with colon cancer now, making the number. But I mean, I got to ask you, you get that, which sounds like I've got 6 months. You are here now. I know differently that you're handling it. What was that feeling, and what was the difference that got you to which you're seemingly much better than that prognosis?
It was dark. It was
And you're
dark.
such a positive person. I mean,
Yeah.
but not with something like that. I mean,
My entire world stopped.
yeah.
Luckily, I met someone right before all this had happened. We
Right
had
before? Okay.
right
get into it.
before, right before. We just started dating officially in July. Mid-July is when we officially started dating. We've been very quiet about it for 6-7 months. It was one of those things. I've never had a relationship that's private, that's mine, that we get a chance to do. And I live such a public life, and I've always been very, very about it. And he's very much private. And he's like, I want to take a moment to get to know you without all the other bullshit. Like, let's get to know each other. Let's figure this out before we have to tell the world. And I was like, you know what? I've done shit the other way for a long time, and a lot of it's ended shittily. So what the hell? Why not try something new?
Absolutely.
And I was in the process of growing after my 25-year marriage and that ex-boyfriend drama. I'd been going through a lot of healing. And so it was like the universe was putting this opportunity in front of me to try something new. And I was like, well, cool. Let me try this. And I trusted him. And then this prognosis came, and I gave him an out. I gave him an escape hatch. And I looked at him and I was like, you know what? I really, really like you. I am falling in love with you. but this is going to get really ugly.
Yeah.
And I didn't want a relationship to be built around this.
Mm-hmm.
But that asshole looked at me in my one good eye and was like, I'm not going nowhere.
We were having a moment.
And he has been with me through everything.
Wow.
I mean, I have to say, like, people ask me, how are you doing? I am happier than I've ever been in my life.
Wow.
Because this man loves me the way that I needed to be loved, and I've never had to ask for it.
People come to you for a reason, a season, and a time for healing. I love that Ayan Levant messaging, and this totally applies.
God, I'm just like, and I'm also a menopausal
I'm so
woman,
happy
so I'm
for you.
emotional.
No.
Yeah.
And he's
And
here
you
in
know,
the
you're
background
always
taking
better
photos
as
right
a
now, so of
team.
course I'm like, what's that?
You're always better as a team too. I mean,
You know, I was fine being single. I was living my horror renaissance. I was having fun. He and I had known each other for a little while. We connected, and we really had a great connection. The sex was phenomenal, like the most intimate, passionate sex I've ever had in my life. And it was something I hungered for. And he and I kind of devour each other. And I've never been devoured the way that he devours me. And it's honest, it's real, and it's raw. And it's been just such a beautiful, beautiful experience. And then to go through all of this and him to be there standing next to me through all of it. He was with me with the appointments when my brain wasn't working with the doctors. I'm trying to speak English with them, but I slip into Spanish because I know it's easier for them, but I don't understand it as much when it gets technical. But then he understood that like my brain was trying to absorb too much. And so then I would just like freeze and he would just pick up like and continue the same question and the same and everything. And he knows so much about this. You know, he knows everything about my medication, everything about my treatments. He goes, you know, it's wild. And it's something that I'm like, I deserve this. I truly deserve this.
You do.
yes.
I deserve this experience. I worked hard to better myself as a human being and as a partner. That this I know is my reward. This was the universe giving me somebody that was going to be that warrior, but I had to do the work before I was able to even have them as an option.
And that timing of July, the relationship, and then the diagnosis that just shortly after it. And I was watching at one point, I remember in Mexico, which was shortly after, you were at the Vacaya Resort. And it was not long after all of this. And I remember the CEO of Randall was pulled us all into a room and he was in tears and I had not really known your diagnoses at that time. And we were all in tears. And he was saying, we don't know how much longer, if shows are going to continue. And I know you've been in treatment after treatment, but was there a pivot point that said, I'm going to make through this? And did something change that there's a better outlook now on what your future looks like?
The reality is, it was him.
Wow.
You're gonna make me cry again.
Cry. It's healing.
I didn't want to go through all of this because I've lost so much of me. My sex is gone for God knows how long. My emotions are sometimes uncontrollable. I'm getting a better handle on it now. But I didn't want to go through this. I originally said I was not going to do treatment. I planned when it was 5 to 7 years, I was like, let me just do a couple more years, let me retire, and then let me go on holiday. He looked at me. My family agreed. My family respected everything. He respected everything. My doctors respected everything. But he looked at me and he said, just fight once. Just give me once. Because I'm not done with you. I wanna live a long time with you. I won't ask you to do it over and over and over, but I want you to fight once for me. What do you say to that?
Wow.
So I said, okay, let's fucking do this. And once I make the decision, it's like, all right, fine.
Bring it on.
I'm not feeling sorry for myself. I'm not, and with the support system that I have, like,
Yeah.
right now
Makes a
we are
whole
doing
difference.
this podcast. He's cooking dinner.
Oh, love it.
Can I get
He's
some?
been cooking dinner every night. Like, we just, no.
That would be a hard
no. Damn, I'm hungry too.
But it's like, and he takes such good care of me, and it's like, and I don't have a chance to feel bad.
Right.
And if I start feeling too sad, he looks at me and he goes, "You're too dark. Don't be negative. We've got too much to do."
That's a real,
and he's very strong in that aspect. It's really amazing to me. He's so much more mature than somebody of his age. I'm 46, he's 29. But he's, I mean, when we had relationship conversations, it was about boundaries and limitations and independence and looking for someone to complement, not complicate his life. Like, who is this man? The most amazing thing that ever happened to me is who he is.
Wow.
And he's given me the strength. He's come with me in the beginning. He was like, I'll come with you when I had to do treatments. He went with me when they chemically castrated me. He was there to hold my leg. He wouldn't get near the needle and stuff. That freaked him out. But he held my foot. He held my foot while I screamed.
That counts.
I mean, when I came home from surgery, I had tubes coming out of me and holes in me and bandages. And he asked to see me standing naked in front of him. And the first things out of his mouth was how beautiful I was.
Oh,
wow.
Here, where in Guadalajara, he said he would come with me. He said he would try and come with me. And then he decided to make plans to come with me every single week. For 7 weeks, he's giving up his life in Vallarta and coming with me to the doctor's appointments, to the treatments every day, cooking dinner. We go to the gym, we work out. He works remotely, does all this extra stress for him just so that I can feel comfortable. Like, that's
that. Wow. In good hands.
But the good now, let me tell you, let me get it back to the sex part, though. I will say one thing. The one good thing is the doctors would tell me, you need to do some things. You got to work on some things. You got to work on things and everything. And I'll tell you that I am so enamored with this man that even without hormones, shit be working.
Oh, yes.
Not well.
That was one of my questions.
But it wakes up and he's like, hey, I'm trying. And it's like, and I'm still able to orgasm.
That's amazing, though, because that's very often you hear that you can't, and that could be compromised.
I don't know if I'll ever get an erection again without assistance. But
hey, plenty of people. Yeah, I mean,
I'm not a bottom, but I could be. But he prefers me as a top, but he's also super patient. He's like, I'm not worried about it. If we can't do it, we can't do it. We do other things. We cuddle, we make dinner, we make love in other ways.
Yeah.
He's like, I've had enough sex in my life that it's not like a thing for me that I have to have it. Like, and I'm like, again, who the fuck are you? But it's magic. And the romance is there, everything's there. And he pushes, and even when it's like, the doctor's like, you're not going to want to do anything. You're not going to. I am still so in love with this man, and he's such a fantasy of mine that I still want to be of service to him. Whereas I would normally take control of everything. I'm like, no, use me, like abuse this. I was like, my dick may not work, but my jaw muscles are stronger than they fucking ever been.
Okay. Well, you can talk.
It's important, but he doesn't make me feel like I'm a failure when I can't, or if I don't want to, or if I don't need to. So
that is so. I mean, we've been talking so much about Kodi,
like
the power of connection on this show, on how important connection and finding real connection. And I found it with my husband, and it's so important. How has all of this, because you've carried on with the show, I know you were going in a different direction with the show. Side effects may vary. I love the title of the show. What are you bringing into Mama Tits? your persona that we all know and love that you get when you get on stage on Saturdays? What are we learning, and what how has it changed?
Well, originally it was about my growth and my horror renaissance and how, everybody goes through their own phases in life, and life has its own side effects and they may vary, but the thing is just kind of keep going. And then, the universe, as we know, she drinks, decided that I needed to go through some other shit and was like, okay. And I was like, well, I'm not changing the title of the show. I was like, this is kind of ridiculous. So now I'm dealing
Yeah.
with, life or death. And the hard part is yeah, throughout this whole thing, I mean, I rewrote the show in 2 weeks.
Wow.
Mm.
And it was just like, oh God, I can't do that. I can't do that. I have to do this. I need to change this. I need to change that. And then it just kind of came. And, but it felt really futile. It felt weird. I had to cancel the first part of my season, a few months of it. I'd never had to do that. I felt useless. I felt nothing. I felt like I was just nothing. And I felt like I couldn't find her. But she came. And at the end, she came and she showed up. And it's still a sermon in life. It's still a sermon in riding the waves of life. And
yeah, right.
We don't get sad. We don't get sappy. I talk about shit. I talk about diapers. I talk about incontinence. I talk about erectile dysfunction. But my thing is like, you gotta laugh at the shit. You gotta laugh at it. Because if you can't laugh, why did you go through it?
Yeah,
why just
I hear that.
You gotta look back at it and be like, oh my God, that was fucking nuts. So it's like I know more about adult diapers than I ever wanted to. Did you know that Tenna makes a nice denim colored one too? It's very active wear.
If you're feeling fancy.
It hugs your junk perfectly, so you don't get that weird rash of thing. It's so amazing.
Send me a link for that. I'm gonna need it. But what has the
Go ahead.
What has the response been like from your audience? How have they gravitated towards this and really come to you?
I've had so many audience members come up to me afterwards and go, thank you so much. I just got through this, or I've been suffering with this in silence. Mm-hmm. And that's what breaks my heart, is because I've been doing this publicly and it has been a godsend. Putting it up and putting the stories up and following with what I'm doing, it's therapy for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then to hear everybody else afterwards, but I get to, I don't make just one video and then it's done. I'm sitting there, I'm recording and I'm going over and I'm talking about different things. I'm like, okay, that's not right. Okay, go back. Okay, go back. Okay, go back. I have like 5 or 10, usually about 7 to 10 different recordings to create whatever update I'm doing, and I keep it within the time frame. And it's therapeutic because it's kind of like you're talking to a therapist, but the therapist doesn't have some bullshit homework for you to do. It's like, but I enjoy the stories. I love hearing from people like you that, like Steve, you went and got your prostate checked.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's important. And I tell people, I'm like, you know what, baby, if you're 35 years old and you want to get your prostate checked, get it checked. I say start at 30. I say start at 20. Start at 20, get the blood test, start with zeros and do it every 5 years until you're 40. And then do it every 2 years after that, just to keep a close eye on the bitch, because it's a rotted machine. It goes out on its own often. And
they made all these recommendations a million years ago, but life's changed. And when we hear stories like you're such, medicine's changed, and you're going to give people the example to, hey, I know somebody, I listen to them. And it's all about that relationship of taking the fear out, talking to your doctor. So many of us men don't want to do that. And
nobody does.
I got over that a long time ago, but yeah.
No, and that's the thing, is like, if I can help other people, then me going through this bullshit is worth it.
Absolutely.
Because if I can stop somebody else from being 46 and finding out that they're stage 4 prostate cancer, super aggressive, they may, like, I'm being told all the time, you need to be flexible with the treatments. We may need to do more. We may need to make it heavier. Your cancer is very aggressive and very resistant to things. So it's like, it's constantly, it's never through it. It's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be 4 years of bullshit. It went from 2 years to 3 years to now 4 years of monitoring and
Absolutely, absolutely. We having a little
But
connection issues there, Cody? Are we good?
I believe so, yeah. That's what it's looking like.
my,
Mama, can you hear us?
you're great.
Okay. You're breaking up just a
Okay.
little bit.
Okay, there, I
Am I
think we
back?
got you. Well,
Looks
yeah.
like you're back, yes.
Well, before I want to definitely switch gears a little bit
Of
here
course.
to, we all have heard, unless you've been living underneath a rock,
Oh God.
the Sundays, what went down in Puerto Vallarta. But by that following, it was cartel related. But then by Wednesday, schools were let back in. And for all reasons I know, life is back to normal. It was never about the visitors, it was never about the locals. Life,
So
I understand, is back. What can you tell us? What's the update? And I will be there soon to show
the
my
only thing
blood.
I can give you is my perspective and what I experienced.
Yeah.
I will not speak for the Mexicano people. That's not my place. I will always give you the perspective of an immigrant from the United States living in Mexico with a work visa, with permanent residency, trying to and looking to become a citizen of this country. So I do love Mexico, and I love the people here. I love the culture. What happened on Sunday last, almost 2 weeks ago now, a week and a half ago, in reality was 12 hours. It lasted for less than 12 hours because it all started at 8 a.m. in the morning and it ended by like 5.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
The military had arrived and everything was done. Now, let me be very clear. The cartel situation is a problem of the U.S.
Yep.
The cartel was created by the U.S. It's all been created by the U.S. years and years ago. CIA operatives involved and everything, trainings, different things. It has all been to feed the United States' insatiable need for money, flesh, and drugs. It is 100% of the weaponry comes from outside of Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
80%, 80% de los pistolas y todo, 80% of all the guns, United States. 60% of those can be traced to one factory.
Wow.
The other 20% of the 100% that's left that doesn't come from the U.S. comes from Israel.
Girl.
2 of the largest terror organizations in the world, the United States military complex and Israel's military complex. Look at what's happening in Iran right now.
Right.
In the Middle East.
Girl.
And I actually shouldn't say, we shouldn't even say the Middle East because that's a colonizer term. We should just say over there in the Mediterranean Sea, all of the things that are happening, like all because of the U.S. Now, what happened was dramatic.
Yeah, of course.
Frightening to a lot of people. In the beginning, we didn't know what was going on. Nobody knew what was going on. I mean, there was a little bit of information that had gone around, but en masse, nobody knew what was going on. And very quickly, the WhatsApp groups started. And in Mexico and in Latin America, WhatsApp groups and things like that are very common.
Yeah.
That's how news and information gets around real quickly locally.
Yeah.
So there was good information. There was some shitty information. But the big information in the beginning was this was cartel. They had just killed El Mencho. And the cartel was making a demonstration. So, and I immediately was like, okay, cool. This ain't my business.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
This has nothing to do with me.
Right?
Other people around, like we were sheltering a neighbor from the building that caught on fire in front of us. We were sheltering a neighbor from that. And he was like, do you think they're going to come after us? I was like, no.
Why?
No, because if they
Not
did
about
start
us.
coming after, I will tell you, they're not going to ever come back to the American citizens and start doing it because that will bring down a raft of military action from the U.S. That would bring, if they started doing that en masse, it would set things off in a way that they don't want it. Nobody wants that. What they wanted to
Yeah.
do, and what we all are noticing in hindsight, they wanted to show the Mexican government that in an instant we can shut off your tourism.
Yeah. Warning. Yeah.
That's it. Stop messing with the balance. And people were like, okay, but they were burning stuff. Yeah, they were burning buses. They were burning cars. Most of them were insured. They were actually guiding people out. Yeah, they had guns.
Yeah.
They were not firing them at people. But you listen to somebody with a gun, so that was a prop for utilitarian reasons.
Yeah.
They get you out of the car, grab your things,
Yeah. Allowed you to get your luggage,
go away.
whatever it was.
You're a half a block away. Then they lit the car up on fire. They would just be like, hey, grab your things. We need to take this now. We are taking your car. So take your stuff. They would take over. We talked to some people in line when we were waiting in one of the tiendas. And they had lived in San Miguel de Oeste, and they were down here for the vacation. They come down to the city, not far away. They were on a bus. They were taking a bus back, and their bus was taken. And the guys went through and opened up all the bottom of the bus. Gave everybody a chance to get all their luggage out. Go get your stuff. An abuelita, a little grandma, was needing trouble getting it. They helped her down the stairs.
I believe
Made
it.
sure they all got away to safety. And then they lit the bus on fire.
Yeah, right.
Like,
The worst thing that happened is they had to walk.
now, people did walk. There were people all over town that were stranded that had to walk hours and hours and hours and
Yeah.
hours and hours. Because Vallarta's, 10 kilometers long, and
big,
it
yeah.
can take a while to get anywhere, especially on foot. And nothing was running. There was no fire, no police, no nothing, no ambulance, nothing. Because I believe, from what I've heard, and this I don't know for a fact, but what I've heard is that they tend to pull all of that off so that they burn out their own steam.
Yeah.
So that it's better. It's just let them do their thing. They're not killing people. If they're killing people, they'll come in. If they're, taking hostages, they'll come in. But they're burning Oxos and they're burning buses. Like, let them. They'll run out of energy soon. Then we'll send everybody out. That way, that we're not adding fuel to the fire. Which, in the time, we're all like, "What the hell?" But you think about it, it's like it could have been 10 times worse.
Yeah.
And
People
I
could have got
watched
hurt.
them light the bus up in front of my house. It was very organized. They had cell phones. They were communicating with each other. They said it's time for this one. They were putting things across town to cause chaos. They only burned big national chains. OXO, which is like
Oxos.
7-Eleven, Kiosco. In Vallarta, 70 OXOs were burned.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they said they burned Costco. No, they didn't. They lit cars up
Right.
in the Costco parking lot. They made it look like they burned Costco, but they didn't burn Costco. They burned the OXO that's attached to the gas station, but is the gas station functional? Yeah, everything's functional. What's funny, in our area, locals started noticing it too. We were all talking about it. I was like, this is really interesting. They make a big demonstration. They burn down all the OXOs, Farmacia Guadalajara, Farmacia del Oro. And the only thing that is open is the mom and pop stores. And now every tourist in town is flooding full of these stores, and they are sold out of everything like that.
Sounds
Oh,
They're
and I
back
love
in
those
stock.
mom and pop ones.
Things, all those things. But these are places that the tourists would never normally go. Most tourists won't go.
You can get some great
They had no
salsa
other
in those
option.
places. They're my favorite. The local. Yeah.
As a local, yeah, of course, obviously. But
Yeah.
it was interesting to see. And then you think about all the people that are being employed to clean up the mess that didn't, they've employed all these extra people to clean it up, rebuild, all these corporate things that have all been insured. There were managers of some of the OXOs that were burned out that had some things that didn't burn. They were able to stop the fire and some things, and they were just telling people, it's all covered by insurance. Take the water, take this, take that. Go ahead, just take it. It was for poor families that needed it, not the gringos that were robbing the OXO in front of my house.
Right. And so life is back to normal. And I know
Clock it.
I know your messaging is really, like I said, I'm keeping my trip. We're bringing somebody.
Please do.
And, yeah.
Well,
and
the
I
double
know
standard is obnoxious.
Yeah.
Because look at what just happened in Austin, Texas.
Yep. Murdered.
Nobody's canceling their flights to Texas.
Right.
Nobody's canceling their trips to the United States. I mean, look, 27 mass shootings already.
Yep.
We had a bunch of things that were on fire. I just drove from Puerto Vallarta to Guadalajara, which is through the corridor that it all happened. And I could see the burn marks on the highway of every spot that they had blocked. Was there a problem out there? Not one. When we got to Guadalajara, they made Guadalajara seem like it had burned to the ground. We saw one place that has got their windows boarded up. I haven't seen anything else here. Like Vallarta got the brunt of it from what I could see.
Okay.
You know, we've been driving around Guadalajara all week and I haven't seen one burned out OXXO. I was like, oh, we were even joking about it. It was like, God, everybody made it seem like Guadalajara had it horrible. We're like, Vallarta is literally a tinderbox. And there's like,
wow.
But, you know, it was like no houses were burned. They didn't go after small businesses. It was, I'm just really disappointed at the reaction. I even commented on a podcast today. They were on Instagram and I saw this girl was like, ooh, I was supposed to go to Mexico, but I didn't go. And they're like, girl, don't go right now. They have some problem with the cartel. And oh my God, their Costco burned it. Oh my God. And then they were making fun of the gays that were like on the ground. It's not a big deal. And they're like, read the room, guys. Read the room. And I was like, no, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And I messaged them and I was like, you guys, do you realize that this is irresponsible of you to be sensational? I understand it does good for your clicks. But you are potentially helping in devastating a community of hundreds of thousands of people that rely on tourism only. That's all we do there. For people like you is to create a vacation for you. And the one moment that you get inconvenienced, you're going to throw 100% judgment at a country because it happens to be full of brown people.
Ooh. Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Literally about to say that. They want to paint a picture that is not necessarily accurate or what is publicized out there in the world. So, yeah, clock it.
But tours are back. Your show is back up and running.
Everything was back. Everything was open everything was open Tuesday. Yeah. Schools didn't go back. They kept the older kids out longer. They actually kept them out a week.
Okay.
But there were reasons for it. There was stuff happening in the background that the government was doing. It was very quiet. It was handled very professionally. There's a massive military presence everywhere, police presence everywhere, letting you know, don't try it.
Yep.
It's great. And everything's calm and peaceful. Girl, I ordered weed the day after. I texted my guy. Girl, I ain't stupid.
Yeah.
I texted my guy.
I'm coming to visit you.
First things first. Yeah. First things first.
Girl, how else do you think I know that this stuff was over? I was like, I texted him. I was like, so
what's good?
You free? During everything was going on, I was like, I thought about texting me like, hey, are you busy? In between burning the next bar, do you mind swinging by? Because I'm running late. But no, it was wildly like I texted him the next day and he was like, yeah, I got you, don't worry about it. And he rolled up and I looked at him and he's like, how are you doing today? And I was like, better than yesterday. It was a little stressful, but it's fine. And he looked at me and I said, how are you? And he's like, we're better today. And I was like, cool. Right. We looked at each other, didn't really say anything more, but had a little bit of a conversation with a couple looks. And I was like, animo. Like,
love it.
It's not my business. It is not my business.
Not your business. You know, and
I needed my medicine. I have cancer. I don't want anybody to give me no shit. Be like, oh my God, you're supporting. No, bite me.
Yeah.
I have cancer. I can smoke as much weed as I want, whenever I want. And if I got to get it through whatever system I got to get it through, I'm going to get it through whatever system I got to get it
down there.
What's funny though, I will tell you what's funny though, is all the weed and all the edibles and everything that are delivered in Vallarta are all from California. Now,
yeah. See,
interesting.
That's in a little bit more. Yeah, exactly.
It's all literally California weed printed on it. Like it's all on there. It's all the stuff that didn't make.
Wow, they left a sticker on too. Bitch.
Yeah, no, it's God. The lie they have tried to sell, and it's like no, it's that machine up there.
So keep your tickets. Come to Puerto Vallarta.
Oh yes,
yeah, everybody.
Come see Mama Tits.
Take advantage.
Come see Mama Tits.
Now. Come down if you weren't planning. Come down if you were planning. Come down still. Like get more people. Come down. You can do a lot more because this town is ready. Everybody's ready. Everybody's wanting it. It's in the middle of high season, and it wasn't even a good season so far because economically it's been rough. These families need this to finish out. We need to finish out this season hard because it gets lean. There's no money in this town for 4 months, and these families get hungry, get very hungry.
Yeah.
But
oh my God, Mama Tits, we could talk to you all night long.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about sex yet. My God.
I know.
We talked a little bit about sex.
Well, a little bit about sex.
We talked about
Well, I
your
love you
man,
guys.
though. I love it.
Well,
yeah, we talked about love.
Love and stuff. Well, I mean, come on. I mean, we dirty as hell, though. I mean, I will say, she happy. She
Okay,
happy.
You should let people
good.
know that
Yes.
in your show, which I love, and I can't wait to see it. I'll be seeing it on April 11th. But that you sing live. Any new songs you've added to the repertoire that we can look forward to, or all
This year, there's a whole
surprised?
bunch of new songs. I've got some Teddy Swims in there.
Ooh.
Yeah. I've got some Bon Jovi in there.
Oh, come on now. You love it.
Some Freddie Mercury in there.
Yes.
Oh,
love that.
Yeah, we're having some fun. It's a fun show. We have a good time. Some Patti LaBelle.
oh, come on now.
If only you knew.
Yeah, I mean, I don't do her justice. Trust me about it. I'm not. But
And the one and only Diego,
always 100% Diego. Yeah, he's always going to be right next to me. He's amazing. He's my music director, and he's so magic, so much magic.
Yeah, I went and saw he did a showcase one night, and I think you were there too, and it was like brilliant. And
you should always go see him. He is a star in his own right, but he has been such the most amazing music partner through the career that we've been together now we've been working together for 8 years, and it's kind of wild, and we just have so much fun, but he's such a versatile artist. He Diego can do jazz, can do blues, can do classics, can do mariachi, can do can go into classic rock, and also goes into death metal, like can do System of a Down and Rage Against the Machine and do it justice, like to the point where he's like pouring hot wax on himself and dropping microphone. Like, it's great. It's great.
And you as well. The show, I can't wait to see it. The show is called Side Effects May Vary at Coco Cabaret by the Palm, all the way through May, every Saturday night.
Yeah, it's every Saturday because I'm in treatment. So as long as I'm able to, I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep doing it. Treatments are a little rough at times. I get a little. The effects of radiation is a lot. The effects of no hormones, going through andropause and menopause is a lot. The one good thing about going through menopause is I don't have any fucks to give anymore. You want to cause problem in my life? We're good, girl. Move on. Like I don't care anymore. Like
love. And that's the direction that it happens. Me. Right? They switch all of your natural hormones, right?
It's all gone. It's all gone.
Yeah,
I've been
almost
chemically
like
castrated, and they inject me every 3 months with this godforsaken giant needle. I swear to God, is this big around, and they put this bead under your skin, like way in, that dissolves slowly, and that cuts off all. That's the chemical castration, and so that cuts off all your testosterone. And then I take pills every morning that cut off all my estrogen and everything else.
Wow.
So I don't have a lot of energy. I have to eat very lean, very clean, because my body will fight against me, gaining weight and all that stuff. But we're doing it. I have an amazing partner who keeps me healthy and keeps me motivated and keeps me sated.
I love it. You can always follow Mama. We can follow you on Instagram and all the usual.
You can always swallow Mama. What?
Always.
Come through.
No, but yeah, you can always follow me.
Yeah, at the Mama Tits. Yes.
TheMamaTits.com or at the Mama Tits on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Not even no Twitter anymore. No. We got off that platform.
Yeah.
Facebook, which unfortunately I'd like to get off soon, but Facebook, Instagram at the Mama Tits. Check me out, or TheMamaTits.com. Let's do it.
I love it.
You guys are amazing.
So much.
Sending you so much love, Mama.
Yeah, and
thank you for having me.
Love this update. So
I appreciate you boys so much. And everybody come to Puerto Vallarta. Come to Puerto Vallarta and get your prostates checked. If you have one, get it checked.
I love it. Thank you. We love you so much.
Much love to everybody.
Back at you.
Now. Oh my God, amazing. The one and
So
only Mama
wonderful.
Tits.
It's
I
always great having
mean,
mama.
oh, in the show, I cannot say enough of it. It is a sermon you want to hear, and this one is going to be even more powerful, but all the music, it's great, along with Diego. It's awesome. Such a good show. So check that
Love
out.
it. Yes.
Let's get into well, we have a little time, a few hot topics that we want to, some of them
Let's
are,
do it.
let's do the follow ups because, we were talking about the BAFTAs recently and
Uh-huh.
the person that had Tourette's syndrome that was in the audience that was part of, I believe, a documentary that was nominated for a BAFTA, correct, Cody? That
Yes.
made Alan Cummings was the host of it, and they aired Sunday, February 22nd, when all of the person's uh, things that they said out loud were some were homophobic, some were
Because they have
maybe not
Tourette's.
PC because they had Tourette's. Well, the one that
Hmm.
didn't, as we told you before, was the N word that
Hmm.
still Michael B. Jordan was on stage as well as
Delroy Lindo.
yep. And they kept moving, but they heard it. And since then, that actor who's played by the actor who played Davidson in the movie, is that who it is? Robert.
Uh, I'm sorry. Well,
Yeah. Davidson
go
is
ahead.
his name is
Davidson. Yeah, that's the
yeah.
guy that is it based on.
Yes, exactly. And so it's the actor, Robert Aramayo, correct? Won 2 awards at the event. And so
Oh
anyway,
yes.
yeah, that is the person that with the Tourette's. And the whole thing was Alan Cummings really just kind of went on, but he since made a statement and afterwards recently, and he basically said that basically he was not apologizing really on how it all came out, and
Hmm.
he said, I'm so sorry for all the pain Black people have felt at hearing the word echoed around the world. I'm so sorry the Tourette's community has been reminded of the lack of understanding and tolerance that abounds regarding their condition. The only possible good that could come of this is a reminder that words matter, that rushing to judgment about things of which we are not fully cognizant is folly, that all trauma must be recognized and honored. And I thought that was a good response, Cody, to
So amazing. Yeah.
really to answer your question too, because I think at the time the cameras were rolling. They gave him something to read on the teleprompter. He said something about what you heard was somebody with Tourette's, and that's all he said. But now he had a chance to kind of reflect a little bit more. What did you think of his response?
I loved it. I thought it was the right tone. He recognized everybody. And I think probably he was caught up in his own trauma from hearing those words and being in that space at that time and just everything that was wrapped up in that whole situation. And so it takes time for people to get out of their own selves and what they're feeling and actually see how it affects a larger group of people. So I think he is an amazing person. I think that he has really done his best to make everybody feel seen. And I think that's what we as humans need to probably do more of. But step outside of ourselves because I know I get caught up in myself a lot too because hello. But yeah, so I think that's so wonderful. Such a great apology.
Yeah, and I want
An
to go back with
acknowledgement.
you to Club Cummings here in New York City so we
Let's
can
I
go
know we
to
can't be
our
mad at him
Saturday
and go there.
rendezvous. I know. A follow-up to another story we did. We all know Heated Rivalry, and the cottage that they go to at the end of the show is available for rent. We already reported on that. Everybody's been talking about it. You mentioned that you were talking to a friend and let's get a whole group together. Well, Cody, you're now have to wait until January of 2028 because it's booked. That was at last check. Maybe we're well into 2028. Airbnb, it's on
Maybe.
Airbnb. We were talking with Jeremy that for this large, beautiful, modern cottage house, everybody, but it's not even that much. It's like $228 per night. I'm sure that amount is gone up, but
Yeah,
it's no longer available. We knew this was going to happen. I mean,
we
come
knew.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, as high as popular as the show is, I think that this is par for the course. I think that we probably missed the ship. We should have hopped on it as soon as it was live because yeah, we missed
Yeah.
the boat on this one. Now we have to wait till 2028. So
Alan watching us live said, if Hudson ain't there, who cares?
exactly.
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what?
You could find
You know what,
another
Steve?
gorgeous house somewhere, wherever you
And
live, I'm
pretend.
sure.
The cottage
Yeah.
is in all of us, okay? So wherever you are, wherever I am, that's where the cottage is,
Exactly,
okay?
exactly. Okay, well, sadly, if you come to New York, I hope you have ever gone to one of my favorites down the street from where I live, Elmo. Elmo is considered, it's not a gay restaurant, but for all
Yeah,
intents and purposes, it's a gay restaurant
but it
because
is.
they have pretty much an all gay wait staff. It's just the food is excellent. It's been there for 25 years here in Chelsea. And sadly, they just found out that they're closing their doors. Like I said, after 25 years, it was an institution. You
Yeah.
just felt so comfortable. You can get a great burger, my favorite Cosmopolitan there, the blood orange Cosmo, so good. I
So
just loved it
good.
so much. We're gonna go on Monday after we
Yeah,
record Tag's
we have
podcast
to.
for a final because it's closing the 13th, Friday the 13th. Why? Because due to developers who bought the building and Elmo's lease is up. And as we all know, developers love to put in high-rise condos as if we need more. What do you say to the goodbye? But I mean, give him this 25 years for a
Yeah.
restaurant. They should be proud of this.
Oh, definitely. They should bask in that because it isn't. You know what? It's a very hard bar to reach because in
Yeah.
New York City, restaurants never last that long. So they have done amazingly. I'm going to miss them because, like you said, it's an institution. We've had several dinners there. I've met several people that come in from out of town and they want to go to Elmo. So it's really something that we, as part of our community, that we really recognize and we really want to support. But it's gonna be gone, and I'm gonna be so
I
sad. I won't be able to walk by it and
know.
say, "Hi, Elmo."
Oh, it's so awful. Okay, well, we love giving advice and we still have to get to Thirst Trap, but we can do it all.
We got
We are
this.
always here for you. You can always, we give our handles at the end of the show or go to our tags Patreon community, patreon.com/tags podcast, where you can ask us for sex and relationship advice. We're here for you. This one comes from Reddit where they wrote, am I being jealous or insecure? I'm 35, been dating someone who's 41 for over 5 months. We're not sexually exclusive and we're both on sniffies. Lately, he's been very slow to text me back. And when he does, it's usually the bare minimum level of engagement. Normally, this would not be a huge issue because I understand that people have busy lives and can't always communicate. However, I see him on sniffies and he's almost always connected now, quote unquote, connected now. It hurts my feelings that he has time to browse sniffies, but he won't text me back. It makes me feel like he's totally lost interest in me. Am I right to feel shitty about this or should I calm down? I welcome perspectives. Kodi, what do you say to this? Should he feel jealous or insecure?
Girl, I've been there. I think that your feelings are completely valid because in the back of your mind, and this is how I process it, if you have time to be over there doing all that on Sniffies, you could also be texting me back. So that's just how I feel. I think that that is a completely valid stance to have. Now, you haven't talked to this man about anything, about your expectations in this
Yeah.
relationship. And I think that that is where the disconnect is happening. So I feel like at the very least, you should talk to him about his interest level because if he's still interested in you, then that's one thing that you should probably speak about and see where you're moving in this relationship. But also let him know what your expectations are.
Yeah.
If you see him on Sniffies and he hasn't texted you back, then that is a point of a bad thing that you could probably alleviate in this situation. What
Yeah.
do you think?
I think they've been dating for a little bit, and the next time he does get him in person, hopefully there is a next time that they can actually get in person, would be the time to have that conversation. That's the
Yeah,
problem with these apps sometimes when you meet on the apps and then you know their profile and then you can see when they're on. And I think that can get a little bit dicey. I would be a little bit concerned if
love in the
he's,
century.
yeah, I would get a
Yeah,
little concerned though if he's not responding so quickly to you. And by quickly, we didn't really get a time frame on how long it's taking. But if it's slow to you, I would put it out there to, if this is stirring in your mind, I would put it out there to meet with them soon and hopefully get a response. And in that first meetup, the next time, sit them down and check in with them, see where they're at with all of this. Tell them that it seems, have you lost interest? Are you still interested? Are you in a place that you want to take this a little bit more serious? Because you can get some answers. And I think this is just going to plague your mind. So try and get an in-person meeting sometime soon and have that conversation so you can kind of move on
Yeah.
and see. And maybe you'll find out that it's not the right time for this person. And then you can literally like, okay, block them and go about your business to find somebody that is a little bit more ready. But 5 months is nothing. And I think you have every right to find 5 months is not nothing, is my point,
Yes.
and you have every right to find answers to that.
Totally. And so I just to piggyback on all that, for me, if I was in this situation, all of that entire everything that he's going through would tell me that I'm not the priority in this situation. So I feel like in order for him to make you feel like a priority, you have to express to him how to make you feel like a priority, because love languages, he might have a completely different love language than you.
Yeah, and he could be thinking, "Oh, this has only been 5 months," where you're
Yeah.
thinking, "It's been 5 months," and so you're just not, you gotta figure out, okay, where's the barometer? Where is everybody at? But get
Clarity is
him
our
going
friend.
in. Yeah. All right, well,
Yeah.
Thirst Trap, produced by Straight Up Gay Porn. We love it because it always has their Thirst Trap recap. Who took the best not suitable for work picture of the week? This week, they're asking the question out of 16 gay porn stars who took the best photo. It's our job on an audio podcast to vividly describe to you, but you can also see this on our Tags Patreon community. Or for those watching us live right now, who do you vote for and why, Kodi?
So, my choice this week is Desktop Daddy. He
Oh, that
is
seems to
super
be one
hot.
of our listeners to, or viewers. Yeah.
Yeah. I thumbs up it when he put that in the chat. I was like, "Oh, okay. We have similar tastes." So, he is in a bathroom. He's completely naked. He has a rock hard body with all these tattoos. He's got kind of an intense look on his face. Let's just put it that way. And the dick is wonderful. He's super cute, and his dick is oiled up. And yeah, I really really enjoy this picture. He's super hot. He's in the middle of the pack though. I feel like so as far as the voting is concerned. So I don't know. We need to get him boosting him up, guys. Go vote for this Desktop
Okay.
Daddy.
Yeah, well, there's two there. There's a lot of good ones on this one. Ezra Scott is showing off his booty in a jock strap, looking back with a great smile and taking in a dildo, which I think is
Mm,
refreshing and new to show the toys that people are playing with. I love the threesome, otherwise known as Big Rod, Alpha Bottom, and Gael Kriok,
Korea.
I
Yeah,
believe is
Korea.
his name. And they
Yeah.
are brown deliciousness with the two of them showing off their big dicks on the side. I'm talking about Big Rod and Gael. And in the middle, showing his whole off and balls, is the luscious Alpha Bottom. And I just think that would get my vote. Buck Rocky Unleashed is somebody that I met in Puerto Vallarta last
Oh.
year and actually did a whole scene with him where I simulated fucking him for these photos that we were doing. And he was really
Mhm.
great to work with and it was really fun. And we switched roles, but everybody liked the way I simulated fucking him because we had an audience. And I would pick him, but no, I actually, the one I actually am
Who are
going
you
with is
picking?
surprising. Lane Colton, maybe because I just love his lean waist for some reason and his nice dick. And I like his eyes and he's kind of chiseled. And I'm working out like a fiend these days. So
Yeah.
maybe that's why I'm choosing Lane. But those are our
I think he's
picks.
number 1.
He's number one. Oh, okay. I never picked the number one person.
Did you
So
see Hung Jake too? He's super hot.
yes, I saw him, and there are, like I said, it's a really good selection,
Yeah.
and you can vote all week long. Go to patreon.com/tags podcast. We want to thank our special guest, Mama Tits, the Mama Tits, for joining us and for really blessing us with such a great interview. Thank you so much. You can follow Kodi on Blue Sky and the gram at Mr. Maurice. Don't forget to get his EP, Thing of Beauty, out wherever you get your music. Follow me on the gram. I am _ Steve V. And in the meantime, continue having hot,
Hot
gay
gay
sex. Love
sex.
you.
Love you guys.